Hello everyone, my name is Alex Nasser and I will be doing a presentation on utilizing GIS to test the conservation mismatch hypothesis. The conservation mismatch hypothesis was proposed by Clinton N. Jenkins in his article titled U.S. Protected Lands Mismatch Biodiversity Priorities. And in his article, Jenkins states that conservation is done in places that need it most. On the left here, we have a map showing federally protected lands in the United States, and on the right, there is a map showing where conservation is needed in the United States by priority index. In summary, Jenkins goes on to say that failure to do conservation could mean the extinction of the country's unique species. This is met by contrasting views. Christopher J. Brown, in his paper titled Effective Conservation Requires Clear Objectives and Prioritizing Actions, Not Places or Species, goes on to say that we should focus not on where, but actually how we are going to put these objectives into direct use. And Brown outlines 4 lessons in which he goes on to say we should be looking at all species. Jenkins, on the other hand, has a response to this response, and he says that we need to prioritize based on species needing greater protection, which is the basic doctrine of conservation. Again, he says, failure to do so will continue the extinction rate in the United States. This brings me to my research question, in which I will assess the conservation and mismatch theory using endemic species location, which is then put into a raster calculator to show endemics in the United States. Taking this map, one is able to compare to protected lands in the United States, and with feature to point, protected area points, and point density, which shows conservation density. I will answer these questions using published journal articles as well as contrasting viewpoints, and I'll also use my own ArcGIS model maps. This map shows us endemic species, and those are species that are found in one location on the planet and not anywhere else. And they are very vulnerable due to their low geographical range. So you can see a lot of the endemic species in the United States are in that southeastern United States region. This is a map showing protected lands in the United States, and they are both small and large protected lands in meters by area. And as you can see in those darker blue purplish areas, most of the protected lands are in the west, and that's because they are governmental lands. And lands in the southeast are actually private lands, so that's why they're not showing up on the map. This is a map that shows us conservation density. So as you can see from that previous map, a lot of the conservation is currently being done in the western United States, and those darker colors is where there's going to be a high conservation density. This is the data layers I used during my research. And this brings me to my conclusion that species conservation is currently not where it is needed. A lot of endemic species are located in the southeastern United States, while conservation and the bulk of federal lands are in the interior west. It also must be stated that lands in the southeast are private, as I said earlier, and this calls for actions such as land easements or land purchases. I'll also bring forth a study done by Hulbert and Jentz, where they found that there are absences in species distributions and that holes in ranges can explain ecological traits like niche breadth, which can also explain interspecific variation in range occupancy. Here is my bibliography.